Right. We've got another topic right now. No more super chats, guys. We don't have any more to cover, but if you want to send them in, support the show, get a question in on any of the topics we covered or anything you actually just want to pick our brains about, please do. They literally keep the lights on here. They help our channel out a lot, keep this stream running because it does get demonetized. It's demonetized right now during the stream going live. It's quite annoying. So, yeah, super chats are the way to do that, guys. And please do check out everyone's channels linked in the description box. Nick Talks Entertainment, Culture Casino, and check out my second channel, which is where these podcasts go. Mr. H Reviews, live archives. Please do check it out. These streams don't stay up on the main channel. They get put on there now. So dash where to go. Let's have a look at another interesting snippet of info. It's all about Blue Beetle. So Warner Brothers requested reshoots for Blue Beetle. Now, I've got to say, look, I can understand why they did that, actually. Because at the end of the day, this movie was made on a tiny budget. It was made for HBO Max. It then got obviously pushed for theatrical release. So it probably wasn't in the initial budget pickups, reshoots. I would imagine it probably wasn't. And then they obviously pushed it to, a theatrical release because they looked at it and went, yeah, all right. But also, it's not going anywhere. So all this nonsense about people going, oh, yeah, maybe if the movie does well. No, it's dead. This is dead on its ass. This is not going to be in anything. Of course it's not. So let's take a look. So Warner Brothers has turned down a reshoot request for this summer's upcoming Blue Beetle. So Hollywood Reporter recently released an article delving into the incredibly tumultuous development of Aquaman 2, revealing that the team behind this summer's Blue Beetle movie requested they wouldn't even do 2 days. 2 days of reshoots. But Warner Brothers, that's how much they know it's dead. 2 days.
In today's industry, that 2 days of reshoots would have cost them $100 million.
Yeah, probably. So they turned it down. And on the other hand, the studio did permit 5 days of reshoots for Aquaman 2 after DC Studio CEO James Gunn provided his input on the troubled latest cut. Blue Beetle has experienced numerous changes throughout its journey. Initially developed and written for Warner Brothers Discovery merger in April 2022. Before the merger, it was filmed under the leadership of Zaslav from May to July. Now it'll be released under the banner of James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Studios. So it's going to be an HBO Max original. Within the declining DCEU, Blue Beetle will now become the first entry in Gunn and Safran's new DCU. But I call bollocks on that.
Me too.
Because why would you... What 2 days? Why would you not do 2 days? That's how little they care about this film. Not even 2 days. Thoughts? Regale me with your thoughts.
What a way to start off the new DCEU with the Blue Beetle flop. Like, really? Like, they literally should have tied this to the Snyderverse stuff and all that and let this been the last flop for the DCEU, and then start off big. Start with the new Batman. Start with the new Superman. Start off with a big. You don't start off with Blue Beetle. Really, guys. That's what you're doing. That's your big game plan. Like, it is so ridiculous. And this thing's literally about to drop August 18th. It's less than a month away, a couple weeks away. Wow. And it's going to be such a disappointment. Of course, in their minds, they've probably already written this off as a loss.
It is a loss. It's a huge loss.
Yeah, it might tie in like later on down the road or whatever. But what a terrible decision to start off this new DCU universe with this film. I just don't get it.
Nick, in Nate, you remember when we were reporting that they were doing test screenings and they weren't going well? Isn't it interesting how now mainstream outlets and industry insiders are reporting that they did multiple test screenings months ago and they aren't doing well? And now we're through 3 sets of reshoots, maybe a 4th one on the way. And then we're like, that's what we were saying.
We're saying this for months. Bear in mind, remember, ladies and gents, before Super Mario released, or on the weekend of its release, I'm pretty certain it was before, me and Tom both were going, they're developing a Legend of Zelda movie, and they're also doing, a Nintendo shared universe. Oh, and lo and behold, it's then coming out, a few months later. It's like, you bloody stay watching us. Fuck these mainstream medias. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're so behind the times. So behind.
I
Absolutely awful.
I can't believe it's like they report the stuff months after and we even get confirmation, like Bounty into Comics and WW Pro and all these other great outlets we work with. They're reporting this stuff too, and they're getting confirmation from people. And it's like, why? Why are you listening to these dinosaurs?
Yeah. So this film has $120 million budget with marketing. You're looking at what?
It's
maybe
easy $200 million. Easy.
In between 2 and 3.
It's so cheap, man.
Yeah. But I don't even see them making that back off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think this thing's going to do? Do you think it's going to make its money back?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to make. Well,
it wouldn't have to make that much.
Well, it'd have to do over $400 million, which The Flash couldn't even do, I don't think. So if it doesn't even do that, then it's lost money. Isn't it?
Man.
So if you're looking at it if you're looking at it on the cheapest perspective of this movie's budget, say it's got a combined budget, production plus marketing. Let's be very generous, $200 million, right? Yeah. Because they have released some trailers. They're ramping it up now as well. They've just released another TV spot. So they're paying for stuff. They're getting out there a little bit. So let's just say it's $200 million, right? That's $400 million to start looking at the break-even point. Well, The Flash didn't do that, did it? The Flash, what's The Flash hit so far? I don't think it's...
Oh, globally? 267 million.
Globally?
Yeah. Yeah, it's already headed to digital. In fact, I think
that's amazing. I thought it was a little bit more than that.
No, worldwide it's at 267 million.
It's
not even at 300 million yet.
I love it.
But they did say they were going to release physical media first before the digital.
That's so good. I love that. That's amazing. Anyway, that's the best thing. Best thing I've heard all stream.
Yep.
Anyway, so that movie absolutely bombed. It's gonna struggle to hit its break-even point. Absolutely.
Or it's not going.
How's it going to hit $400 million?
But that's not its break-even. Yeah.
Well, no, I said let's be generous. If you're looking at
if we're going low end
production and marketing, I'm saying be very, very generous, right? So then 400 is a break-even point if you've been incredibly generous. 120 million production, 80 million marketing, whatever. Yeah. It's being super kind.
Yeah,
it won't even do that. Obviously, it's more than that, but that's being super generous. No.
But could you imagine you lived in a world where mega tentpole superhero films, Indiana Jones,
well, we do,
Marvel flops. No, but I mean, like you go back 5 years ago, and you're like, they're going to give us
a little bit more than 5 years ago. So 10 years ago, ago, you thought, you heard a report that Marvel movie had flopped. That'd be like, what?
No.
Stop the press. You are joking. You are absolutely joking. Like, I remember back in those days, that was the water cooler conversation.
Yeah.
It was, let's talk about the new Marvel movie. Everyone stayed for it. It was a big thing. It was everything. So, yeah. What's this you just shared?
So I tweeted this last week. I put, when was the last time this many good movies were all showing at the same time? $6 would have covered the whole experience with soda and popcorn. Now we pay more for worse.
Again.
And here it is.
Oh, give me
Lost Boys, RoboCop, Predator, Full Metal Jacket. Like, when was the last time we had like just a slew of just great films?
Yeah.
Like, crap, man, I don't know which one I want to see. Like, I'm gonna have to see one this weekend and then try to go the next weekend to see the next one.
Nah, you be there two a day for the weekend. Two every other day for the weekend. That's what you do for that. There hasn't been any good movies for a little while. It's just absolute joke.
So these are some important numbers. Indiana Jones in the Dial of Disappointment is at $307 million global right now. As Bounty into Comics pointed,
that's $300 million in
the hole. Yeah, it's
in the hole.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's how we should start looking at it. So how in the hole is this film? Yeah, but honestly, and Bounding pointed out in the chat that Sound of Freedom is about to pass Flash domestic earnings
That's so
this week.
funny.
This week.
So funny. I love it. It's super, super funny. Super, super funny. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Love it. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, Blue Beetle's going to bomb, I reckon.
Yeah.
And now, like
100%.
they've been very shady on whether it's part of the DCEU, part of the DCU, what is it, etc. Who knows?
See,
It's not.
originally when they were talking about it, if I remember
The
correctly, it was going to be
implication,
part of the DCU with the Aquaman and all that.
yeah, the implication was, yeah. So the implication of this film, when Gunn did his announcement, he phrased it quite intelligently for Gunn, quite ambiguously anyway, that it sounded kind of like it could be kickstarting his new DC universe. But there's no official confirmation on that, and the fact that they didn't even give them 2 days of reshoots, I'd say unequivocally it's not part of it, and they're just letting it die.
Well, I think that they're trying to preserve whatever box office it could collect. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but what box office are they going to collect?
Well, I don't know. They're giving.
That's what I find funny.
They're going to give 5 more days to Aquaman and the giant sinkhole of cash. That thing is so far underwater. I have a feeling that it's going to flounder at the box office.
Yeah, I think at this point, because they were talking about it was originally going to be HBO Max thing, and then they're putting it in theaters. I literally think their whole decision making process behind this is they knew it was going to flop. How can we recoup as much money as possible and not take a huge loss? Let's put it in theaters, try to recoup as much as we can, and then we'll drop digital, or then we'll drop physical. And then later on, we'll do digital, like they're doing with the Flash, to try to, make that loss as small as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, like they had it as at least a watchable film. It was watchable, whereas Batgirl wasn't watchable. So they binned that one off completely. Well, I'm just saying, if that's the mindset that they took, that's the decision making.
Well, if they would have eliminated Amber Heard from the film, they would have gotten at least some audience goodwill for
for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hilarious.